You are muted. You can unmute yourself.
All right. You can hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Can I start now?
Yes, you can. The floor is yours.
Okay. We are not going to wait for others. I don't know if the numbers are fine now.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I'll just record. Yes, I'll just record.
All right. Thank you very much. Our group leader is Brighton Ruseri. It's group 2. The topic which we're given is Java declarations and access control. That's Java variables, objects, classes, methods, etc. So I'll take you through the sliding show. I guess some of the group 2 members will join us on the way in case there will be need for some further clarifications. This was a group work. I'm not sure if you participated 100%, but quite a number of us participated in coming up with this slide. So that is our first slide. I'll take you to the next slide, where you're saying in Java declarations and access control, important concepts that govern how variables, objects, classes, and methods can be defined and accessed within a program. Then let's explore these concepts in more detail in the following slides. So the first one being Java variables. Variables are used to store data in a program. They have a specific type and name. There are different types of variables in Java. Primitive variables, e.g. int, double, boolean, and reference variables. Variables must be declared before they can be used, specifying their type and name. For example, a variable declaration will be int age. We move on to the second, which is Java objects. Objects are instances of classes in Java. They represent real-world entities and have properties and behaviors. To create an object, you need to instantiate a class using a new keyword. For example, object instantiation is person is equal to new person in those brackets. We move on to the third, which is Java classes. Classes are the building blocks of Java programs. They define the structure and behavior of objects. A class consists just quickly go through public class person, private string name, private int age, public void set name, then in brackets string name. This dot name is equal to name, public string get name in brackets, then return name. Then we move on to the fourth one, which is Java objects. Methods are blocks of code that perform specific tasks. They are defined within classes and can be invoked to execute their code. Methods can have parameters, input values, and return type output value. We've got an example there of a method declaration. Public int add numbers in brackets int a, comma int b. Then we've got int sum is equal to a plus b. Then we return the sum there. We move on to the fifth one, which is access control. Access modifiers are used to control the visibility and accessibility of variables, methods, and classes. The main access modifiers in Java are the public, the private, the protected, the default. So public, the entity is accessible from anywhere. The private, the entity is only accessible within the same class. The protected one, the entity is accessible within the same class, subclasses and the same package. Default, which is no modifier, the entity is accessible within the same package, which is also a package private. Conclusion, these concepts of declarations and access control are fundamental in Java programming and play a crucial role in designing and implementing Java applications. That's the conclusion of our presentation. I'm not sure if any of the group members need to add something. Do I still have people on the call where I was talking alone?
No, you were not alone. You were not alone. But I'm wondering, where is the practical aspect? I think I mentioned in your presentation that in your on the topics, when I gave you the topics, I said that this one is actually practical based. So you're supposed to demonstrate, especially on access modifiers or on access control. We're supposed to demonstrate to show us that how, if maybe like if a variable is private or if a method is private, how is it going to behave or how is it going to be handled by Java? All those things, you didn't see them. I thought you were going to do a practical maybe example on that. I don't know if you can come up with an example that you can do as a group.
All right, I think maybe we missed that. I'm not sure if any of the team members can come to my rescue there. So I can bring down my screen, isn't it? For now.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But I don't know. What about the flow? Do you have some contributions or some questions there? So if you look at this one, I said that on all given topics, I want both theory and code demonstration. Those to present must be able to code. I think it's clearly stated. Those to present must be able to code. So I didn't see that aspect of this code demonstration. I didn't see in your presentation. I didn't see that. So I don't know from the class, are you okay with the presentation? Are you okay with the concept that were presented? Let's make it interesting. Please do not hide behind your computers. Let's speak. Yes, yes, is it Jermaine?
Yes, Jermaine. I
Yes.
say I think it was very fast. I didn't get much.
Okay, so so he was reading through.
He was reading through and I didn't get much.
Okay, thank you for your input. Let me hear from others. There was another hand. Yes, audio, yes, you can come in.
I think it was very short, say.
It was very short, right?
Yeah.
So group 2, you didn't do justice to your presentation. We need more from group 2. Can
Okay,
you quickly come up with an example or something to demonstrate?
Or I'm taking notes. Let me also just try to see if we can do something as a group. Thank you.
Okay, while waiting for that, maybe we can have group 2 to present. Maybe they can do that later, but I would be happy if you can demonstrate very well, because I'm sure you need to master this concept of access control, so that you need to understand how each and every access modifier actually behave in Java, so that it will be easier for you to understand the polymorphism, the inheritance, and everything in OOP. I was about to do the video for this topic because I feel that this is the actually very important topic so that you can understand the much coming other topics. So maybe for now we can have group 3. Group 3, are you in? So that you can share your slide.
Yes, I'm in.
Okay, so if it's you, I'm sure you've got the 2 devices because there is a feedback here. I don't know what's happening.
I have one device.
Okay, so it's okay, but it's actually making a feedback back.
I think this. Let me put earphones.
Okay, it's okay, no problem. You can share your slide.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Good evening, team. Hello? Are you seeing anything?
Yes. Just put it in presentation mode.
Okay, sir.
Waita sewangwasvika wani vanzi slide show kwawabva
Zvaita sei?
hapana chaita so sewe sharing a window because why saying slide to show takusara tingori patanga tiri
Mangosara mapa manga muri.
so you have to share the entire screen.
Okay, sir.
So reshare and do it quickly.
Slide show. Slide.
No, I'm saying start to share. Restart to share your document or your PPT.
Okay, sir.
Itombobvisa watangidza woita share the entire screen.
Alright, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Are you seeing anything?
Yes, now so put it in slideshow. And then slideshow up, then we'll go start. Yeah, exactly. Thanks.
Good evening, team. I will be presenting on control structures in Java. Java control structures are programming statements that controls the flow of execution of a program. They are used to make decisions and repeat code blocks. There are three main types of control structures. One, that will be a conditional statement. Two, a loop statements, and three, the jump statement. So this is what a control structures is. Let's start with the first one, the conditional statement. Conditional statements are used to make decisions based on certain conditions. The most common conditional statements are if statements, else statements, else if statements, else if statements can be called else if lag, and switch statements. Let's start with the conditional structures. If the statements in control structures allows you to execute a code, a block code only if a certain condition is true. I think the condition can be any Boolean expression, such as comparison of two values or a method call. So in control structures, the statements, the controls, if statements. This if, mind you, it's an if statement. Yeah, I'm focusing on if statement. So this if statement is control status that allows you to execute a block code only if a certain condition is true. So there should be a certain condition which should be true. The condition can be any Boolean expression such as comparison of two values or a method call. If the condition evaluates to true, the block inside the statement will be executed. So we are saying if the if you are comparing two values, then the other become true, the block inside statement will be executed. Otherwise, the code block will be skipped. So that's an if statement. Let's see step by step to execute an if statement in Java. The first step, create a public instance method in class that returns a Boolean value. This method will represent the condition. This method will represent the condition that you want to check in the statement, in the if statement. In the code where you want to use the if statement, call the public instance method to check the condition. That second step, and then the last and final step, if the condition evaluates to true, like or what we said earlier, execute the code inside the if statement, or otherwise execute the code outside the statement. So if statement, there is the public class. From this example, we have the public class person, and then we have the private int age. Private int age is a declaration. Public person int age. This is equals to age. Like we have like we have that is mentioned from the early from the last presentation. Public Boolean is adult. Return age greater than 18. Public void a public void print the greeting if is adult. A system out print hello adult. Else a system out print a hello young person. So this code, from this code, we want to focus on this if statement. So if is adult, which adult that is being defined here. What should it do? Print a hello. So if you enter a age which is above 18, it will print out yellow adult. Else, if it is below 18, it will print out yellow young person. So from this, if the code evaluates to true, execute code inside if statement. So if this condition is adult, which has been defined here, execute to true where it is above this 18. The system print out a low adult. Else, otherwise execute a code outside the if statement. Then here, else it will execute this else statement, print out a low young person. So if this is below 18, it will execute this one. Let's proceed. If statement
tanga toda kuona code yacho ichiranaka.
Okay, see.
Muchito demonstrate.
Okay, see.
So okay, if I may ask just a question.
Yes, sir.
On your method, when you say public Boolean is adult, you say that return age is greater than 18. What does
What
that
does that
retains?
retain?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Let me come back again.
What does
What
it
does it
retain?
retain?
It
You say
retains
retain
You
age
retain
greater
age
than
greater
80. What
than
does
80.
it
What does it
retain?
retain?
it retains a low adult.
Does it
Does
retain
it
that?
retain that?
Let's see.
Not
Not
let's see.
let's
I'm
see. I'm
asking.
asking.
It's you
If
who've
you
come
will
up with
come up
that.
with that.
There is a
There is
by
a by
audio.
audio.
You can
You
come
can
in if it
come
is a
in to
content
the
video.
content video.
Yes, or do.
I think
I think
it retains
it
a
retains a
boolean,
boolean
which will be
which will be
true in
true.
this case.
Okay.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It
It
retains
retains
either
either
true
true
or
or
false,
false,
depending
depending
on
on
the
the
value in
value in
age.
age.
If age is
If
greater
age is
than
less than
80,
80,
then it will
then it
return
will
true.
return true.
Otherwise, it will
Otherwise,
return
it will
false.
return false.
It's the one which
It's
is
the one
going
which
to
is going to
affect your
affect your
if
if
statement that you've
statement that you
actually
have
wrote.
actually wrote.
So you can just
You can
demonstrate
just
it there so that people can
that
see.
people can
You
see.
can ask you to
You can
put
ask
any
you to put
value
any
and then you
value
can
and then
see
you
what's
can see
the
what's the
output.
output.
Okay, so let's start a our example here, a public plus a person private int I'm making it more readable in here private int age declaration of a variable a public a person. This one is it's an object. Is it an object? Int age. Let's define age. This age is this age, right? Let's see. Let's get this public boolean structure. Public boolean public boolean is adult. Adult. Retain. I think what you are you there? What
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm still here.
I'm still.
Can you explain this one? A public boolean is adult. This declaration.
Uh, I'm not
I'm
in group,
not in group.
so,
So,
but
Okay.
maybe I
but
can.
maybe
I
I can.
think Richard
Richard
must
must
mute his
see
mic.
my
Okay. Right. Let's proceed. A public void print a greeting. Print greeting. If A is adult, do what? This one is an if statement. We need to then what should it do? A system out print line. Hello adults. Else system hello young person. Let's see output. Taking so long. I think there's something wrong here. The print is not found again. Let's run again.
There's a hand by Taura. There's hand by Taura. Do you have something to say?
Yes, say thank you so much. I'm also in
Yeah.
group 2. Let me just also try to assist here. The concept that he's trying to share or to show to and give you also in a simple demonstration of an if statement. So let me just share my screen here. Confirm you can.
So you want to share your screen now, but tatu kodemwe kuti yanga isati yadebug yoga isati yakurana. I don't know kuti program is yokushandisa inoshanda sei, but anakune main function. Is it not the problem? Say kuti iri kurambe kurana anakune main function, anakune main method. This is the main method.
Yes, purpose main function.
Purpose not the main method, and it
is the main method.
Yeah, in OOP you call them methods. I know you've done the if statements and what in the C programming, C++, they all work here in Java or in OOP. All those things works here, but I just wanted to see your level of coding. Okay, so it's okay, Tara. You can show your screen and then you can quickly demonstrate so that you can finish our presentation in time. But I'm doing this so that you can actually demonstrate. Also, you can have these skills of coding. Doesn't make any sense to come here and then you just narrate the slide and then you just go and then you say you have done a presentation. We want to see the practical aspect of it so that it will be actually easier for you in your exams. So Taura, you can share your screen, just share your screen and then you demonstrate quickly. Do it quickly.
Confirm you can see my screen.
On my side, there's nothing. I don't know others.
Okay, let me
I can
try
see
to.
it.
Oh, you
You can
could
see it.
Okay, so I think maybe it was from the end. I see.
Okay, I'm sure it's coming. Yeah, now I'm seeing it. Okay, and
Okay.
you are in Android Studio.
No, this is Intel.
IntelliJ. Okay, it's okay.
Yeah, IntelliJ.
Okay.
So we have a public class. That's our right example. So I'm going to demonstrate the if statement here. Then we have our main method, which is public static void main, which I had already written the statement there. Then for now, we want to use the if statement like what Jermaine was saying. So in an if statement, first the program will then go to the if statement there and check the condition within in the brackets. And if the condition is set is true, then it will move into the if statement block, where it will then print the block execute the code that is inside that block. And if it's not true, it will move outside the block and execute any other code that is outside that particular block. So I will try and run my code here and see what happens. It's running. Yes. So in this case, we've declared 3 variables, A, B, and C, where A is 2, we've assigned 2, and B is 3, and C is 4. So in our if we are saying if A is greater than B, then we should get the statement this is true. And if it's not true, we'll go outside the block and it will write this is not true. So in this case, A is not greater than B because A is 2 and B is 3. And it then prints on the screen as you can that this is not true. So this is how the if statement works in Java. Please forgive me, I'm still learning the ropes in Java, so my vocabulary might not be that, but this is how it works. I can hand back over to Jermaine.
It's okay. What about if you put 4 in A? Just put a 4 in A there, and then you run your code. Then run your code. I just want to see the output so that you can. So we are seeing this is true, this is not true. We are seeing both answers.
Both answers.
So in other words, the statement this is not true was supposed to be wrapped in an else statement.
In an else statement.
Yeah, so it's if else.
Else.
Yes, it was supposed to be in an else statement so that it will not execute.
It will not execute.
Exactly. So I just wanted you to see that. So you have to put the closing bracket at the end there.
So.
Yeah, and then you execute that. Then you see that this is true only. You're just saying this is true only. You're not saying this is not true. So that's how you do with then if else. So the if else statement is just like that, but also you can have the if, then else, if, then else, if, and then you can have the else at the end. I'm sure you are most of you are used to it because you've done it in C program, you've done it in C++. You've done it in other programming languages that you have done. Maybe also in PHP, it's just the same when you're doing web programming. It's just the same. All these control structures, they are just the same. Control flow program, they are just the same. So maybe you can return yes to Jermaine so that he can finish the presentation. Or you also, yeah, you can demonstrate on the else if statement. You can do it also that you can move on to the next control structure.
This is for the statement is just for demonstration to see the else if. So if I run my code here, it will write this is true. So it's just a demonstration of if checking one condition, you then move to check the other condition using an else if. Then if the two conditions are not true, it will then move to the else statement, which will then be printed. So I just wanted to demonstrate that. I can hand back over to Jermaine.
Thank you. Let's return to our presentation. I think we have covered the. Are you seeing anything? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. I think we've covered the first condition and the second condition, if else and else if ladder. The uses of a conditional statement. A conditional statement can be used to validate user input. A conditional statement can be used to make decisions based on certain conditions. I think we have demonstrated making decisions based on certain conditions. When we say when it's greater than A is greater than B, printf true. So it's making decision based on a certain condition. Thank you for that. Let's go for a tip for conditional statements. Use conditional statements sparingly. Only use conditional statements when you need a flow of execution on your program based on certain conditions. Choose the right conditions. Choose the right conditional statements type for the job. We must choose a right conditional statement for the job. There are three types of conditional statements: if else, switch, and the switch statement, and the ternary statements. Each has its own strength and weakness. Use this descriptive label to identify the tags of the conditional statement. This will make your code more readable, and yeah, I think it will make a code more readable. Let's move on to any question on the conditional statement. Any question on condition?
Hello.
Hello.
Can you please demonstrate how do you use this?
So you can come here again. I didn't understand what you were saying. Was it a question? Was it a what? I just muted Jermaine so that there will be no feedback.
Okay, I was saying, can you demonstrate how do we use those ternary statements?
Okay. Over to you, Jermaine. You can unmute yourself. You are muted if you want to say something.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Maybe you can just dig on what are ternary statements in Java. ternary statements in Java are conditional operators that allows evaluate a condition and return a value based on results. The ternary operators is also known as conditional expressions. So it's just jargon. So it's just a word which it's just a vocabulary, a ternary statement, but it are just conditional expressions. So I think we have illustrated it before. So for the sake of presentation, it's too long. We can continue. Are you satisfied? Hello?
Okay.
Actually, I just wanted to get to the syntax of using ternary statements. Yeah, I understand what you said, but I just wanted to I think we have the syntax of using switch statements and syntax for using those are if statements. I am sure the ternary statement as well has got the syntax. That's what I've been asking for.
Jermaine, you're speaking to a muted mic.
There's a edit I just saw.
Question one. All right. This is a group of. Hello?
Okay, hello. I'm trying to add on conditional statement where you are saying you're talking about the if else statement. Like what happens if we have the first if statement, right? And then there's a condition that is given on that statement. But if that condition is not met, then that means we are going to check on the next condition, which is also the if another if statement condition. And then if that condition is not satisfied as well, that means our program is going to move to the next statement and checks if now the condition is met, and then the condition that is met with our program is the one that will be executed. Now, that's how the if statement using the conditional statement functions. That's what I had to say.
Okay, also on the issue of the ternary operators, I'm sure Jermaine didn't actually do enough on that question that was asked. You were supposed to show us how you can use the ternary operators. The ternary operator, you can use it instead of using the if-else statement. It's like a shorthand for writing the if-else statement. You can use the ternary operator instead of using the if-else statement. The question is how you can do that, because you can actually have it's just written maybe in a single line. You can just write that in a single line as a single line statement. Maybe you want to initialize the variable with a certain value after checking the truth value, or if this one is this one, and then you assign the value to a variable. You can do that using the ternary operator in a single line of code. The question is how you can do that. So that was the question that you're being asked, to show us how you can use the ternary operator to achieve that. So you didn't do enough on that. So if you can make an example there, it's good enough. Or if one from your group can make that example, it will be good enough to answer the question. And also it is actually good to say also maybe we didn't go through that, so that you can save time, so that you can leave it to people to research, but actually it's you who is supposed to help us. So for ternary operator, we amutomboise if it is a ternary operator.
Let me try to share my screen and assist there with an example. Jermaine, you are speaking to a muted mic. Your mic is not muted. Is muted.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you can share. You can share.
So Jamil, you can stop sharing.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, so first we put write the class. Let me import Java. Now we can declare the class ternary. Public static void array. String. Sorry. So then we declare the variables. We have int n1 is equals to 5, and we have n2 is equals to 10. Then we have max. I want to check the max. And sorry, I forgot to put a comma here. So it is that the red line. And we want to print first the first number. We have first number. We concatenate, or I just want to check what is the first number. Then we print n1. Then we want to print the second number. Second number. Plus n2. Then here we now want to check the largest among n1 and n2 using the ternary operator. And we say max is equals to brackets n1 is greater than n2. This is the condition now. Then we put a question mark. Then n1 a full colon n2. Then we, after running that code, we should have print out on the screen. We want to print what is the maximum. The maximum is equals to concatenate that with max. Okay. Then let me run the code and see what we get. So on the system, we have our first number is 5. which is correct from our declaration there. Then the second number is 10. And then using the ternary operator, we then checked which of the two numbers is a maximum and stored the number in the variable max, where maximum is equals to 10. That is what we get on the screen.
So which
I
one is
hope
the
I've
ternary
answered.
operator there? Which one is the ternary operator there?
The percentage sign.
Where is the percentage sign? I'm not seeing it.
Maybe the other team members can assist, or anyone can assist there.
I think you have done everything there. It's there. And you are seeing it and you are looking at it, but you are not able to explain it. Maybe you can give things to Jigs for Jigs. And Alphas Gara, you can come in here, you can give things to Jigs for Jigs. I know to talk about my code snippets. You can still keep on sharing your screen. I think we want to explain something later on. So keep on sharing your screen. Okay, Alphas Gara, can come in.
Okay, thank you so much for explaining the ternary operator. Actually, I just wanted the clarification on the, because I know the ternary operator from other languages, not in Java. I just wanted to explain on the screen there. The ternary operator are those where the maximum, the max variable is being assigned that is something else which is on the right hand side there. The ternary operator is the question mark there and the colon there. What it means there, it means that it checks the condition first when n1 is greater than n2. Sorry, I'm not seeing clearly on my end here. It checks whether n1 is greater than n2. Then if it satisfies the condition, then it prints n1. It stores n1 in the variable max. However, if it's not n1, then it's n2, which means the first condition is n1, the second condition is 2. It checks whether n1 is greater than n2, and if n1 is greater, then it executes the first condition. Then if n2 is greater, then it executes the second condition on the right hand side of the colon. I think that's what they call the ternary operator means.
Exactly. That's it. So we are just checking the condition there first. If n1 is greater than n2, then take n1 away some max. A was taken 2 away some max. Just as simple as that. Just as simple as that. Thank you, Taurai. Yeah, I think Jermaine, you can actually continue with your presentation. But now let's move. I think we're left with maybe 30 minutes. So let's move. If Jermaine in here, you are muted. If you are still in here, just unmute yourself and also share your slide. I'm sure he's no longer in. Group 2, someone to carry on. Group 2, someone to carry on. Someone with the slide to share.
Let me try to share.
Okay, thanks.
I'm sharing, just a moment. Just a moment. Can you see the slide?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, we can see it.
I think Jermaine had finished on this slide, so we just move to the next slide. Then we went on to look at loops. Loops are control flow to statements that allow you to execute a block of code repeatedly until a certain condition is met. There are three types of loops in Java. We have a for loop, a while loop, and a do while loop. So for a for loop is the most common type of loop in Java, and it is used when you execute when you exit number of times you want when the exact number of times you want to iterate through a block of code. For example, you might iterate through an array of elements or print an array of elements or to print a message of certain number of times. That is for loops. I think the example here, I will just try to open my ideal so that I can execute that for loop. So in this for loop, we are saying for, and the declaration there is there. We write for, then the first statement there is the declaration of the I, where we are saying int I is equals to 0. And 0 represents an index from which we are starting from. Then where I is less than 10, then there is an I++. So when we are running this code, it will then go into the system and execute the code inside the system, where we are printing I onto the screen. Let me try and run this code and see.
Sorry, team, network you have betrayed me. I'm back.
Yeah, I think there's someone who was presenting. Are you trying to share the? Are you trying to demonstrate or what? Taurai, what's happening? Hello, Taurai, what's happening? Yeah, I'm muted, Taurai.
Sorry, I think I'm trying to share, but it seems it's not coming up.
You are trying to share your screen.
Yes, but somehow it's now failing. Jermaine, can you? We want to assist. We want to demonstrate the for loop. So maybe you can try to use your machine.
Let's make it quick. Let's make it quick. We are moving very slow.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, I'm back on loops. For loop.
We just want the demonstration.
Okay, okay, sure. Let me demonstrate it. a public class. Can I just copy and paste this demonstration to save time from my group?
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. Okay, thank you. Our group this is an example of a full like
Put a P on the public class.
I have put a P on public class. An example of basic loop, a for loop, for int I is equals to 1, I is greater than is smaller than or equal to 5. I plus plus a system print out count count and then I plus this code will iterate from 1 to 5, so it will count from 1 to 5. The system adding a new line on clarity. For example, example to looking over an array. Int is equals to numbers, which is 1, 2, 3, like that. And run with something which is but this is an example of a for loop. I think anyone from a group can assist me by running this because I'm stuck here. Hello? I think it's becoming more difficult for me to run this code since this is running from previous example which you've done before. So can I continue or should I stop? Hello?
Just continue. Next time use an offline component.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Let's continue on loops. I think we can continue to do while loop. A simple example of a do while loop is int I is equals to and do a system print out I plus plus. This is a print out I and then plus plus. This is an iteration where this for this to run this condition should be true. For this to run, right? A do while loop is a flow control statement that executes a block of code at least once and then continue to execute and then continue to execute a statement until a certain condition is met. The syntax for do while loop is do and then code to be executed and while and then a condition. The condition is evaluated after the code inside is executed. If the condition evaluated inside true, if the condition evaluated inside is true, if the condition evaluated inside is true, inside is executed. If the condition evaluated inside is true, a loop will iterate again, otherwise it will be terminated. So let's say we int I is equal to z do this one is a condition which should be evaluated, and then a while and this one is and then this one is the condition which should be evaluated. So if the condition evaluated after the code inside is executed, the condition evaluated after the code inside executed, if the condition evaluated inside is true, the loop will iterate again, otherwise it will be terminated. So I think I'm trying to explain this simple code of where the practical applications of let's move to while loop. A while loop, I think this is a simple example for a while loop int and then the condition, and then this is the evaluation. So the while the evaluation, in condition first, and then the other one is an iteration, which should be called a practical applications of loops. Number one, iterate over array. Loops can be used to iterate over arrays and perform operations on each element of array. So so loops can be used to iterate over an array. I think we have learned array from previous courses, what an array is. So a list of numbers. So loops can be used to iterate over array and perform operations on each element. And number two, loops can be used to search for data. Data in a collection. Number three, loops can be used to sort data in a collection, a bubble sort. I think we've done it for the data structures from our previous year, previous course. Data structures, this bubble sort. So I think a tip for using a loop: avoid nesting loops more than 2 level deep. Nested loops can make your code too difficult to read and maintain. Comment your code to explain why you are using loops. This makes your code more readable and maintainable. So if you are nesting those loops, do loops and do while loops, you should avoid you should avoid nesting them in more levels. At least nest them at 2 levels. This nested loops can make your code more difficult to read and maintain. So if you can do a do while loop, you can if you can do a do while loop, just make it simple so that it won't be complicated and make your code difficult to read and maintain. So let me try to run again a simple do while example and a simple do example. Let me check if my Java is still working. If it's not working again.
Maybe can we can have helping you.
Okay, that's fine. Let me try to do an example of a while loop and an example of a do while loop. So on the screen here, this is an example of a while loop. So we are declaring the variable I there and initializing it with 1. So we're saying while I is less than or equal to 1, we should print out the value of I. After printing out the value of I, we increment the value of I. Then we go to check the condition again until the condition is false. So let me just run this while loop and see the output. So get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're saying while I is less than 5. So first we'll check I is 1. The 1 will be printed. Then we iterate I becomes 2. Then it will check the condition again and see that I is 2, which is less than or equal to 5. It will then print and so on and so forth until we get to 5. So when I becomes 5, it will then go to check the condition. I is 6, which is now less than 5. So the condition is false. Then the program terminates. This is how we write this is how a while loop works. Let me just copy the code that I'd already put for a do while loop so that I can also demonstrate. Did I put it on let me just quickly copy this do while loop. Okay, let me share my screen. Now for a do while loop. Yes. So for a do while loop now, first we first execute the code before we check the condition. So here we initialize the first the I, the int I is equals to 1. So in the do while loop, it will then go into the code in the do block there and execute the first line, which is print I. So 1 will be printed first, then and it will then check the condition while I is less than, let me just put 5 so that we do not have a lot of numbers. I will run this code and we'll see the output. So get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I just want now to demonstrate what happens if our I is 2 and our condition I should be less than or equal to 1, so that we understand what happens on a do while loop. So if we run this code, the 2 should be the one that's printed on our screen there. So what happens is the first initialize our I with 2, then we'll move to the next line we'll jump into the code. Then the system will print the I, which is 2 in this instance, then into increment the I, and the I becomes 3. Then it will then check the condition I is less than or equal to 1, which is false. So it will not, the condition will be false, the program will be terminated, but the one line of code would have been executed in a do while loop. So this is the difference between a while loop and a do while loop. The while loop, the condition is checked first before the code is executed. But in a do while loop, the code is executed first, then the condition is checked. I think that is the explanation I can give here. Back to you, Jermaine.
Thank you.
Was I audible?
Hello. Thank you. Let me start sharing my screen again. And we move on to jump statements. And we move on to jump statements.
So now we are closing to 2 hours. So I think I'm just giving you 10 minutes to finish up. We have just given you 10 minutes to finish up your presentation. Then I'll give group 2 also maybe 10 minutes so that they can demonstrate what they have. I think it's too long. Yeah, I think we have enough today. So just do it quick. Just do it quick. So unmute yourself, Jermaine. I just muted you so that because your mic is actually giving feedback.
Okay, thank you. A jump statement in Java is a control flow statement that allows you to transfer the flow of execution to another point in a program. There are three jump statements in Java: break, continue, and return. Break statement. The break statement the break statement is used to a break statement is used to exit a loop or a switch statement. When you use break statement inside a loop, the loop will terminate immediately and flow to execution. And the flow of execution will be transferred to the next statement after the loop. So a break statement is used to jump from a certain loop to another statement. So when the condition is not true, it will jump to another statement. For example, in here, int count is 0, while true. If count is equals to 10, break. So it will count from 0 to 10. If it reached to this 10, it will just break, and then the system print out count plus plus. The code will this is the output of the code: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to 9, 0 to 9. So this is a simple example of a break statement. And then a continue statement. The continue statement is used to skip the rest of the current iteration of a loop and start the next iteration. When you use a continue statement inside the loop will terminate, but the remaining statements in the current iteration will be skipped. So the true just skip statement. It doesn't. So the continuous statement just skip the iteration. For example, for int I is equals to 0, and then I is less than equal to 10, is less than 10, I plus plus. If I is equals to 2, if I then continue system print out via executor. And then the last one is the return statement. The return statement is used to exit a method and return to the call. So from our previous presentation, we learned about the method. So we want to exit when we want to exit we want to exit a method, use the return statement. When you use a return statement inside the method will terminate immediately, and the flow of execution will be transferred to the statement that called the method. Here is an example of how in Java a public int sum int a and int b, return a plus b. Result is equals to sum 1 plus 2. and then system to print out result. So we have to print out result which will be equal to A and equal to B. So that's it on return statements. Any question from
Okay, is this the end of the presentation? Sorry, I've been off for a little. Hello. Am I audible? Hello.
We can hear you now. I lost network as well.
Okay, I want to ask, is this the end of the presentation?
Yes.
Okay. I don't remember very well seeing the switch statements, but I'm sure that people are good with them. Okay, from the participants, do you have something to ask, or do you have some contributions, or do you have something to say on this presentation? Okay, I'm not seeing any hand. Okay, thank you, Group 3, for your presentation. Thank you for being there for each other. I think I saw a good spirit of working together. Thank you for that. Let's back to Group 2. Group 2, are you ready just to show us some demonstration on access modifiers? Group 2, are you still there?
My apologies. Yeah, we'd prepared something, but unfortunately, the two of our members who had managed to prepare are still on the road. I thought they were going to make it home because they're accessing the whole thing from their phones. Can we plead with you that we have a slot on the next presentations?
Those are Sunoita. Anyway, thank you. I think we'll try to do that, but let's all make sure that we all come prepared. I think we have seen what others have been doing. Let's make sure that you all come prepared. When I said I want the practical aspect of your topic also to be demonstrated, I mean it. Suda unongoverenga maslides kubva panotangira pasi kusvika parinoperera handiti. We want you to demonstrate on those concepts, to demonstrate your understanding, to demonstrate how is it going to be used, so that it will also become easier for you to understand the OOP concept. Want you to strongly understand Java so that you can understand the OOP concept. Okay, thank you. Do we have some contributions or some questions on these two presentations? Contributions or questions from the participants? Let's make it interesting. You are so quiet. Why are you so quiet? See that you are understanding it too much.
I think it was very clear.
That's what I'm seeing here. Everyone is on mute. Or I just have group 2 and group 3 people in here. Because I'm not seeing any hand. I'm not seeing any contributions. People do not want to contribute. Alpha, do you want to say something?
Actually, say I don't have anything to say, but I think we thank you guys for your presentation.
Okay, what about Jason?
Yes, I think I would like to say something about switch case statement. I'm not pretty sure how it really works, but I assume that when we're using a switch statement, we'll be having like a line of conditions that we want to present or output on our program. So we have the first case statement, for example, with let's say 3 cases, case 1, case 2, and case 3. And if the condition for case 1 is satisfied, then our program will output the instruction that is given in case 1. Let's say, for example, case 1 is addition for the one we were doing, like for the calculator. So if we choose case 1, that means our integers that we've entered will be added and the output will be given for that integers addition. And then it breaks that case statement, ending that condition has been satisfied. And if we have another case, let's say we've now division, we input our 2 integers in the input button, and then we'll run our program, and then we'll command it to run the case 2. That means our program will now have to execute the instruction that is given on the second statement. Now it's being determined whether the condition that's being met, is it in case 1 or in case 2? And then if the condition has been satisfied, our program would then output what has been instructed to it according to the cases that has been given. And when that condition has been met, it will now terminate the program by the break statement. And also the break statement that is being used in switch case statement, it is the one that helps to prevent our program from executing all the conditions that are given in the line of code. As I was saying, like we're having different cases from case 1 up to maybe case 5. Then we'll be having a break statement for each and every case that we'll be facing. And the break statement will prevent initializing all the other conditions that are below it. I think that's what I can say for now.
Thank you for the contribution. What about Nkoni? Do you want to say something?
No, sir.
It's okay. Thank you. So I think we have enough for today, and maybe we can call it a day. Thank you, team, for participating in these presentations. I think in the next lectures, in the next presentations, we are going to have better attendance. Please do attend these lectures. It's good for you to attend rather than to listen to the recording, because you'll be not able to ask some questions. So please, let's do attend these presentations. So thank you. Maybe I want to say something on other modules that I'm with you, which is not OOP. So maybe team, I'm just trying to schedule the lectures for web and data